Today we're talking about a huge shift that's happening in labs all over the world. It's this move away from stacks of paper and disconnected data and toward a fully connected, intelligent laboratory. Let's dive right in. So, let me ask you something. Is your lab still running on paper? If it is, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Binders overflowing, spreadsheets everywhere. I mean, it's more than just slow, right? It's a major compliance risk that can slow discovery down to a crawl. It's a familiar headache, for sure.
And that really sets the stage for the journey we're on today. You've got the fragmented past on one side, data silos, information everywhere, and that constant stress of audit prep. And on the other, you have this integrated future, where data just flows, and your lab is always ready for an inspection.
So let's start with the heart of the problem, what we call the digital disconnect. Because look, you can have the most advanced instruments in the world, but if their data isn't connected and easy to get to, you're essentially flying blind. You know, the real issue here is how all these little things just snowball. A simple typo when you're writing something down leads to major delays. You waste hours digging through paper logs, which turns audit prep into an absolute nightmare. Every single one of these points represents lost time, more risk, and a roadblock to getting real work done.
So how do we fix this disconnect? Well, the answer is to build a digital backbone for the entire lab. We're going to explore this through the Lab Iconic Suite, which is built from the ground up to replace all those separate, fragmented systems with one unified platform.
At the very heart of this platform is the LIMS, the Laboratory Information Management System. The best way to think of this is like the central nervous system for all your structured data. We're talking everything related to samples, tests, and results. It's the operational heart of a modern lab.
Okay, so what does a LIMS actually do? It digitizes the entire journey of a sample, from the moment it comes in the door to the moment it's archived. It automates test assignments, and it captures data straight from your instruments. And this isn't just about going faster. It's about getting rid of human error and building a rock-solid foundation for compliance with standards like ISO 17025 and 21 CFR Part 11.
Now, if the LIMS is handling all that structured data, you might be asking, what about the creative, unstructured world of research and development? Well, that is exactly where the ELN, or Electronic Lab Notebook, comes into play. This is the digital space where scientific discovery really happens. So in the ELN, scientists can jot down their observations, their formulas, even those unexpected results that lead to breakthroughs. And this is huge. It also protects your intellectual property with secure, time-stamped records and lets research teams work together seamlessly, no matter where they are. All right, next up, let's talk about the guardian of quality, the QMS, or Quality Management System. This is the system that makes sure your lab isn't just efficient, but that it's consistently meeting the highest possible standards, both internal and regulatory. Basically, the QMS puts your quality control on autopilot. It's where you handle deviations, track corrective actions, and even manage employee training records to make sure only qualified people are running specific tests. It's what makes your lab audit-ready all the time. And finally, we have the fourth pillar, the DMS, or Document Management System. Think of this as the secure central vault for all of your controlled documents, everything from your standard operating procedures to validation reports. The big thing the DMS brings to the table is control. It guarantees that every single person is always using the latest approved version of an SOP. No more guessing. It automates the review and approval process, so no more chasing paper around the office, and it secures everything with clear audit trails and e-signatures. Okay, so having these four systems individually, that's a huge step up. But the real transformation, the real magic, happens when you connect them. Let's talk about the power of creating a single, unified ecosystem. And this is the goal, creating what's called a single source of truth. When your LIMS, ELN, QMS, and DMS are all talking to each other, data just flows between them. This gets rid of conflicting information and ensures that everyone, and I mean everyone, is working from the exact same reliable data. So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, a researcher designs an experiment in the ELN, and that automatically links to samples right in the LIMS. When test results come in from an instrument, they can automatically trigger a quality check over in the QMS, and the whole time, the entire process is guided by the correct, up-to-date SOP, served directly from the DMS. It's a completely connected, intelligent workflow. All right, we've talked about the technology, but what about the bottom line? What is the actual payoff when you make this shift from a manual, disconnected lab to a fully automated one? I love this phrase because it just nails it. You're not just running tests at different stations anymore, you're operating a high-speed data engine that's constantly fueling discovery and guaranteeing quality. It's a whole new way of thinking.
And this comparison chart, wow, this really lays it all out. The risk of data errors just plummets. Searching for information goes from hours of digging through binders to seconds. And that stressful last-minute panic before an audit, it's replaced by a state of being always ready. The entire value is right here, clear as day.
So as we start to wrap this up, let's just focus on the ultimate vision here. What does it actually mean to be a future-ready laboratory?
First, it means you have a regulatory-ready compliance framework just baked into your daily operations. You're not preparing for audits anymore. You're just living in a constant state of compliance, with all the data to prove it, ready to go in an instant.
And the second key outcome is complete end-to-end digital traceability. From the second a sample arrives to the moment a final report goes out, you have a perfect, unbroken digital chain of custody. It's the ultimate in accountability and data integrity.
And that brings us right back to your lab. After seeing the power of a fully integrated digital ecosystem, the question isn't really if you should transform, but how quickly you can stop managing paper and start engineering the future.
So, if you're ready to see what that future could look like, the next step couldn't be simpler. The absolute best way to understand how this can change your specific operations is to see it with your own eyes. Go ahead and request a demo and get a first-hand look at how all these capabilities can be tailored to meet your lab's unique goal.